turn of the 20th century, Great Yarmouth was a magnet for Edwardians seeking entertainment along the promenade. Today, many of those venues have been replaced with modern versions, but there are still remnants of bygone days. Step away from the seafront and you come across something really special. The original Hippodrome, built in 1903. What's even more remarkable is how one family have brought this venue back to life. And I'm about to find out how they've done it. In the early 20th century, indoor circuses were known as hippodromes, and they were very popular. But while most of them eventually closed, this one has remained open, making it one of only 3 remaining in the world that's still used as a circus. Today, it's a traditional show with acrobats and jugglers who come from across the globe, but it has something almost unique going for it that really draws the crowds. Now, this may look like a normal stage, but it's not, as I'm about to demonstrate. Now, this is an old Edwardian gate valve, and behind this cladding there's a tank containing 20,000 gallons of water, and I'm about to release it. That water has found its way up through these slats, as you can see here, filling this original Edwardian feature. But there's more to come. Are you ready for this? Here we go. Right, guys, 3, 2, 1. That drops to a depth of about 5 feet. You can swim in that. Right, let the show begin. Like many traditional circuses, this one's a family affair. Owner Peter J is at the helm, family members produce and choreograph the show, and son Jack doubles as creative director and ringmaster. Jack, what traditionally happened in a water circus?
Well, buildings like this were obviously far more prominent than they are now, although, you know, not every circus building had the water spectacle. Yeah. So even then, kind of in 1903, it was something that was quite special. They had people jumping in and people swimming, also horses running around, if you can imagine such a thing. One-legged men on bicycles coming off the balcony and diving into the pool. So I think, you know, we try and utilise it as much as we possibly can, but in those days, it was kind of anything goes as far as the water.
But you've introduced a modern element now.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, having the pool there is such a unique and amazing thing. We've tried to do with it as much as possible.
And I know Dad has brought you in on the business, so you get to be involved with the performance. You write, you direct.
Yeah, now I kind of have taken quite a lot on. I mean, I started here, I think my first job I was 8. I used to spin plates as a little kid before the show and, you know, and try and sell them, you know, and sympathy vote. Then I started playing the drums, then I got involved with a little bit of the direction. And like you say, now with these shows, I write them, direct them and perform in them. So it's a lot, but, you know, thanks to Dad, I've had a huge amount of mentorship. It's great.
So you get to be a kid all day long, don't
Basically,
you? I mean, that is one big toy boat, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. You know, sword fighting, throwing buckets of water and playing around on a pirate ship, it's not a bad day's work.
All this is a far cry from the first circus in this very building, started by George Gilbert with the Indian Boy Wonder and the Colibri Midgets on the bill. The Hippodrome Circus continued through the 20th century, but by 1978 it was up for sale. The man who stepped in to save it was Peter J, a former musician and entrepreneur whose family ran theatres in Great Yarmouth. What I love about sitting here is it really takes you back in time. I feel like I'm in Edwardian England on the seafront.
Fantastic. Well, that's exactly what we're trying to do. I've been to so many theatres where they've modernised it and they've really taken all the life out of it, painted it the wrong colours, they've thrown stuff away.
The whole building embraces you. You get through the foyer and you see it's that wonderful red with the lovely gilt everywhere, and all of a sudden you go, yeah, I'm going to be in for a show. So what made you buy the Hippodrome, and when you did, had you any idea what you wanted to do with it?
We hadn't. We bought it to stop it becoming a bingo hall. And then, having bought it, we thought, what should we do? Well, maybe let's have a go at this circus thing. It was something I'd never been into. In fact, I didn't really like circus. As a sort of young drummer and rock background and show business, it wasn't my thing. And that's fast forward 35 years, we're still trying to find out.
What was left? Was everything left as a circus, or did you have to go out and
Well, the
source
ring
everything?
was here, the seats were here, it was painted a sort of pale grey and a very horrible pink. We tried to put the atmosphere back.
So when did the passion for circuses sort of kick in with you? Because obviously you're used to being on stage, but the circus is a little bit
I
different.
think the magic of the building started to work on me, and I thought, what
Yeah.
can we do in this space? And then everybody was coming up and saying, we remember the water spectacle hadn't been used for 25 years, so we restored the water spectacle back. And then you start getting into circus and seeing all the wonderful acts that are out there. You think, oh, we can do something with that. We can maybe change the music, change the lighting, and gradually it takes over your life.
It doesn't end here with performance. Peter's also on a mission to educate people about the circus, and backstage has become an incredibly eclectic, if chaotic, depository of all things circus related. Every bit of available space backstage has been crammed full of circus memorabilia, from costumes to props, musical instruments, you name it, it's all here. Peter has collected it over the years. A lot of blood, sweat and tears has gone into this, ladies and gentlemen, so roll up, the circus is in town. And the great thing is, after the show, you can even have a tour down here. It puts a smile on your face and it takes you back in time. And there's even a homemade clown's drum kit. Just look at this. There is method to all this circus madness. Peter has stayed true to his entertainment roots, to the spirit of the place and to the spirit of a family who share a passion for this circus every step of the way.
They've all got lumbered, really, into the family business, but they love it.
Best way to keep it, though, isn't it?
I think
Keep
it's
it in
great,
the
and they love
family.
it. And you have to love show business to be in it, because it's a hard gig.
But hopefully, you know, that's going to carry on for the next generation, and when Jack's kids come along, they'll
Exactly.
inherit it and work in it and get involved
Exactly.
in it.
And, you know, I'll be 50 soon, so we have to sort of start thinking about the future, don't we?
Yeah.
You're not supposed to laugh.